Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive. We're talking high stakes, deep analysis, and the brutal arithmetic of the global game. And if you're as obsessed with the inner workings of international rugby as we are, hit that subscribe button to Rugby Obsession right now. You really don't want to miss any of these insights as we head into a new World Cup cycle. So today we are tearing into the final official World Rugby rankings for 2025. This isn't just about who won or lost this year.
Not at all.
These numbers close out a really memorable year of Test rugby, and maybe most critically, they are the foundation for the 2027 Rugby World Cup draw. They set the bands.
Exactly. And our mission today is just total clarity. We're going to break down the biggest ranking movements, see who rose, who fell, and what it all means. We want to answer the big question: what kind of tough pools are now guaranteed for the tournament in Australia?
And if we look right at the very top, the initial snapshot is, well, it's consistent. South Africa remains the benchmark. They're ending 2025 exactly where they started, clinging to that #1 spot.
They are the dominant conclusion, yes. They're holding strong at 93.94 points, and they wrapped up their season with that massive 73-0 thrashing of Wales.
Wow.
But what's really interesting here, especially for listeners who get into the mechanics of the system, is that this huge victory, it earned them 0 ranking points.
Which is the immediate question, isn't it? How do you beat a team 73-0 and get nothing for it?
Well, it all comes down to the weighted nature of the rankings. It's a zero-sum game. South Africa was just so far ahead of Wales going into that match that the system basically capped the potential gain.
So it's a protection mechanism, really.
Exactly. It stops teams from just padding their points against weaker sides. They needed that consistency all year, not just one blowout win, to hold on to that top spot. They are the established king for a reason. So, yeah, South Africa is commanding, but the real story, the real drama, is what happened just below them. This year was just defined by a massive reshuffle in the top 10.
Okay, let's get into it. The biggest climber, the team with all the momentum right now, England. They started 2025 down in 7th place. A really uncomfortable mid-table position for them. And they have just surged. 4 spots up to finish a remarkable 3rd, sitting only behind New Zealand and South Africa.
It's a staggering turnaround under Steve Borthwick. More than just momentum, it's a strategic win. They showed incredible depth, won ugly when they had to, and they didn't just capitalize on others failing, they engineered results.
Right.
This jump from the back of the top 8 straight into band 1 is just huge for their 2027 chances.
And then just ahead of them, you have New Zealand, who moved from 3rd up to 2nd. Is that a sign of a real competitive resurgence, or was it more just quiet efficiency while others around them faltered?
I lean towards quiet efficiency, honestly. They're at 90.33 points, a really tight margin over England. They just kept their heads while their biggest rivals, Ireland and France, were slipping.
And slip they did.
Yeah.
I mean, because of England's charge and the All Black stability, Ireland dropped 2 places to 4th, and France surrendered 1 spot, moving down to 5th. They're still in band 1, of course, but they've lost that top seed leverage.
And this is where the battle for 6th place became, I think, the most high-stakes fight of the entire year.
Because that was the last ticket.
The guaranteed final ticket to band 1. The spot where you avoid drawing another powerhouse.
And that ticket went to Argentina. They managed to hold on to that crucial 6th spot.
They did.
For a nation like Argentina that always faces challenges with player drain and so on, what does securing that position really mean?
Oh, it's transformative. They secured it with 84.97 points by being just relentlessly consistent. For Argentina, this isn't just about pride. It's about strategic survival.
Right.
Missing band 1 would have guaranteed them a pool of death. Securing it means they are the top seed in their pool, which is massive.
So if Argentina's story is the success, then the tragedy of the top 10 has to belong to the host nation, Australia. They fell just 1 spot shy, ending 7th.
Agonizingly close.
I know some might say they're still 1 place better off than in January, but missing 6th, given the stakes, that's catastrophic, isn't it?
It's absolutely catastrophic. The silver lining is, it's immaterial when the line is drawn at 6th. The Wallabies, as hosts, are now immediately penalized in the draw. We'll get to the huge implications of that in a minute.
Okay, so outside the top 10, the domino effect was staggering. I'm thinking of that battle for band 2 positioning.
You're talking about Japan and Georgia.
That one single weekend clash.
Absolutely. A critical duel for that 12th spot. Japan's narrow 25-23 victory let them edge past Georgia.
And that one win was monumental.
It was, because 12th place keeps them in a better band 2 position. If they'd slipped to 13th, their outlook for 2027 is suddenly much, much tougher.
And Georgia did slip right to the cusp of the much tougher Band 3. Let's pivot back to another top 10 team that saw a serious decline, Scotland. They started the year looking so strong at 6th, but they finished all the way down in 9th.
A huge drop.
Yeah, losing 3 spots and completely surrendering their shot at Band 1. What happened there?
Scotland's challenge was just maintaining momentum. They struggled in away games against high-ranked opponents. Dropping from 6th to 9th is devastating because it locks them into Band 2.
So now they join Australia and Fiji in facing a guaranteed Band 1 powerhouse in their pool.
Exactly. It puts them under immediate pressure.
In stark contrast to, say, Italy, who just stayed steady at 10th, the only team in the top 10 to finish where they started.
And Fiji, who moved up 1 place to 8th, which is a great result for them.
And here's where it gets really interesting for the growth of the game. Let's look outside the traditional powers.
Yes. The emerging nations, we saw some incredible achievements. Chile's impressive charge, for instance. They jumped from 21st all the way up to 17th. That is a massive achievement.
And they weren't alone in that South American surge, were they?
Not at all. Uruguay finished 17th, Spain 18th, both up 3 spots. But on the other side of that, you see a big drop from Samoa. They plummeted from 14th down to 19th.
Wow. It just proves that standing still means you're falling behind in the modern game.
This volatility is what makes the international game so compelling. And before we dive into the final implications for the 2027 World Cup pools, I just want to take a quick moment to remind you. If you want this kind of detailed analysis, make sure you subscribe to Rugby Obsession to follow all the detailed breakdowns heading into 2026. Okay, let's get to the so what moment. We've talked positions, we've talked points. Now, pool stage reality. These rankings weren't just for bragging rights. They determine the bands for the 2027 World Cup draw.
And the bands define your path to the knockout stages. The whole point of getting into Band 1 is to avoid another top seed in your pool.
It makes your path so much easier.
Mathematically, yes.
That's right.
And the bands are now confirmed. So for Band 1, the top seeds, you've got South Africa, New Zealand, England, Ireland, France, and Argentina.
That last spot for Argentina is arguably the most valuable ranking position of the whole year.
Without a doubt.
Okay, then Band 2.
Band 2 contains Australia, the hosts, Fiji, Scotland, Italy, Wales, and Japan. And this is where the immediate drama comes from, isn't it? Australia, as the host, is automatically in Pool A. But because they're being drawn from Band 2, they're guaranteed to have one of those 6 Band 1 heavyweights join them.
It creates instant must-watch drama. The host nation is facing an incredibly tough opening pool game against a team like South Africa or New Zealand or a surging England.
So there are no easy pools at the top level anymore.
The days of cruising through the pool stage are over.
And what about the remaining qualifiers? The teams that will round out these pools.
So then you have the third tier, Band 3, that includes Georgia, Spain, Uruguay, USA, Chile, and Tonga, all formidable sides. And finally, Band 4 is Samoa, Portugal, Romania, Hong Kong, China, Zimbabwe, and Canada.
And what's fascinating there, and it really speaks to the global growth, is that 4 of those teams qualified while being ranked outside the top 20.
Yes. Romania, Hong Kong, China, Zimbabwe, and Canada all came through the regional structures. It proves qualification is a different beast entirely from the ranking system.
It shows real strength in depth. Even the lowest ranked teams are there on merit. So to synthesize this for you, the key takeaways are clear. South Africa remains the benchmark. England is the team that gained the most, climbing into that top 3. And most importantly, the composition of these RWC bands guarantees some absolutely electrifying pool stage clashes.
Especially with the host nation, Australia, locked into Band 2 and facing a true pool of death scenario.
Yeah.
Which really raises an important question for you, the listener. What stands out to you in these final rankings? Are you most impressed by England's climb? Or do the guaranteed tough matchups for the Band 2 teams raise the biggest questions for 2027? We really want to hear your thoughts and opinions on all these shifts.
Let us know what you think. And remember, keep the conversation going and stay ahead of the game by subscribing to Rugby Obsession. Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we will look forward to you listening to our next episode.